Ooh. Oh, there we go. Yay! We're live. Hello. Are we in the right place? Don't know, can't remember. Oh, yes. There's no one on Facebook, unless it's playing up, so no one's watching on Facebook. But hello, Linda, Rob, Chris, Sally Ann. Oh, Samantha Hughes. Yes, we've got Samantha Hughes watching us. Hello, Samantha. Well, Samantha, you should take over from me. Welcome back, everyone. So, hi, Kirsty. Love the card you put on earlier. I don't know if it was earlier or yesterday, because I'm terrible for not flicking through Facebook very often. And I had a look and missed it. So, hello. But it was very nice, Kirsty. Sorry. I did put a like on it. I'm sure I did. So, good evening. Welcome back. Welcome to Craft Cave Live. This is the demonstration part of the evening. This is the bit where you've just got me. Whoa, honestly. I look like I've got... I won't say. We can't use any of those traditional jokes anymore. More chins than or anything. Can I? Terrible. So what I thought I would do tonight is try and answer your questions on embossing folders, because I did the beautiful embossing folders from Vass and Creative, sort of their first range of them on Sunday night, and there are so many different techniques and things that we don't that we don't do and stuff like that, that it really is worth doing. So I better remember if I can find that one. Let's have a look, because I know so many people are asking about that. So I've had a few questions already that I'm going to try and answer, but if you have got a question about embossing folders or anything crafty that you want to know, then please ask. Just put the word question or the letter Q in front of your comment, either on Facebook or now on YouTube, because I can see both, and as long as I catch it, then I should be able to answer your question, which is what we want to try and which is what I want to try and do. So I had a piece of paper up earlier with the questions people. Oh, there we go. Craft Cave. Which way does card go, and can I use our ink pads with them? Yes. So I will try and answer those one. Michael, is the handbag die brand new? Michael, it was launched last year, but it was only ever on one show. So we launched it direct ourselves in October last year. So it's only ever been on one show. So if you didn't catch it on Facebook, you won't have seen it. We didn't really put it around anywhere. It was just it was a launch we did. It was the first launch we did direct ourselves back in sort of September, October last year, and then we never went to it again because we kept it for the telly. So if you didn't buy it then, you probably haven't got it. It's had one outing, so I would say pretty much yes, it is new. Right. So, to answer these questions, let's go on to the overhead, because that's far easier. And then I don't have to worry about what I look like. Not that I particularly worry. Oh, Karen now can't get onto Facebook. And Karen, you couldn't get onto YouTube earlier. That's very strange. So, somebody asked on the comments, how do you know which side to emboss? So, I'm going to use, I'm going to use my favourite. Where is it? I better put it down somewhere. Oh, I never got to that one. Loved that one. Tell you what, let's do the seals. They look gorgeous. I wonder what they look like in gold, because I've got an idea to try with these, so we'll see if it works. Someone said, how do you know which way to put your paper? Well, unless you've got... Oh, who's doing a river cruise to the German market? Susan. Ooh. Filling another bucket list item. So not only we've done the... So you've done the... Savannah. I can't think of the right word. Where you go and see the animals. See, my brain's not working. You're fulfilling another bucket list item now, a Rhine River cruise to the German Christmas markets. Oh, I'd love to do that one. So, if you're using normal card, if you're using a normal card that's not got a right side and a kind of wrong side, then it doesn't make a difference. However, if you're using something like a mirror card or a satin card or a pearlized card or something like that, that has got thing, you want to know which way to do it. Yeah, I'd love to do that as well. Jackie's just said, oh, that sounds brilliant, Susan. I'm jealous. I'd love to do that as well, to be honest. I really, really would. Question, is there a video tutorial on making a box from the purse die set? I believe there is, Carol, yes. You'll have to go search through YouTube, but I believe we did do one for that because everybody asked. If not, it will be one of the Craft Cave lives that we saved on there, but I believe there is one, yes. If not, you can't find it, let me know. When using wet glue, does the card go back flat when it dries? Kirsty, yes, if you don't use too much and you did, and you use a decent glue like ours. If it doesn't, it's because the glue's crap, it's got too much water. So your card should go completely flat with a decent glue. Michael, how was the show you did over the weekend or Friday? Not sure what you're asking about, Michael, there, or how I would answer that. So, but good. Whatever it was good. Because I don't do it and if I don't enjoy it. So the best way is to remember, to know which way to put your card on, is to think belly button. Yeah, so what you want to think is, with belly buttons, there's an innie and there's an outie. And basically, if you want to get the card right, what you want to do is to put the card, find the outie and put the outie down and put your card down onto the outie, because that's going to push up, yeah? And then close your folder and emboss. But the other way to do it is work it out, get the outie side up, put your card in innie side, and then on the front, write with a Sharpie the name of the folder. Was it not demoing for Hobbycraft? Oh, for Hobbycraft. Oh, Michael, it was brilliant. Absolutely. It was so lovely to see people again. Because obviously with being ill, I wasn't able to do the last couple of shows out. So it was lovely to be able to go and see people again. It was really, really fun. And it was so nice to do it for Hobbycraft as well. Reminds me, I need to send them a bill for that. Debbie, how do you make your cutting plate straight when they curve? Debbie, there's so many different ideas. Google it. Honestly, Google that, because I wouldn't give you... I've never done it, because thankfully I've always changed the plates in the machine to ones that don't warp, or I've had machines that don't warp the plates. So I've never had to do it. So I don't want to give you advice on something that's wrong, to be honest with you. So, is this Craft Cave live? Yes, Jay, this is Craft Cave live. So, what I'm going to do is, so if I write the name on the folder the right way, yeah, then basically all I need to know is I see the colour where the name is. That's one of the easiest ways to do it, yeah. So here we go. So all I'm going to do now is emboss this. But that's one of the best way to do it. Oh, Diane ordered 2 lots of the glitter and the glue today off Hobby Maker. I think you mean Hobbycraft, not Hobby Maker. But see there, that way it's the right way. Love this folder. But yes, you are right. But yeah, that is really good value. It's really, really good value at £10.99. It's really good. And remember, they're offering, if you spend like 50 quid, they're offering £10 back. They do some ridiculous deals. Something I wanted to try was to make this look more like a wax seal. Was I wondered what happened. Yay. If I coloured them with an alcohol pen, because you can always do that. So I've gone over it with an alcohol pen. I can't remember the fireworks ever being this loud. And it will take a little while to dry, but then I'm going to cut it out. It doesn't have to be perfect because they're not perfect circles. Everyone's different. There we go. Oh, there we go. So I've got my little wax seal, and then I'm just going to grab some Mica Magic. And for some reason, they're all glued together, and I've just thrown 4 of them in the bin. I really need to clean and tidy in here. I really, really do. So Karen says she writes on the front of hers as well. It's a great way to do it. Take a little bit of Mica Magic. There we go. Oh, perfect. It's got a little bit of a... I need to get rid of that red, that gold edge. There we go. So that... Now, that actually does look like a really good wax seal. And all I've done is use some Mica Magic and a pen on it. So again, lots of things you can do. It looks like the seals you put on envelopes in the old days. That was the whole idea. But there's each one, it's bizarre, each one's a different design. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is a 36. So there's 36. Pam Simpson puts a small bright orange sticker on hers. Again, great idea, Pam. So many different things that we can do. So the next question I'd had, what is that embossing folder called, please? It's called Wax Seals, I believe. It's on the Art of Craft and it's called Wax Seals. David, how much is the Zoom workshop, John? I think it's £29, David. That includes your postage and the dies and everything that you need. I think it is. Our Nicola, if she's watching. Nicola, how much is the Zoom class? See, I'm terrible at remembering things. So that's wax seal. So that answered that one. Somebody asked about doing with the stencil, with the inks. I was going to show you 2 different ways of using the inks to do this, because this is one of my favourite ways to do it, to be honest. I'm going to use my favourite colours because I'm going to use the star. So I'm using the blueberry and I'm using the grape. I think I probably need a new one. So Helen's just said she writes on the front of her embossing folders as well. So let's see if... Have I got... Oh, I have. There we go. That's better. My blue seems to have gone. So what I'm going to do first is show you a little sort of technique we can do when we've just got an embossing folder. So I'm using my fusions. And I'm using blueberry and grape. And I'm not trying to create any sort of pattern or anything like that. Samantha used Zoom Workshop is an amazing $29.99. To be honest, I don't know how the Art of Craft make money on that, Samantha. You're right. The price is crazy because there have to be the 2 of us doing it, myself and Penny. They post out the whole pack to you free. You get a brand new exclusive die in there that's not even out yet. Included, you get all of the cards you need. You get anything cut, like the flowers you need and everything cut. And you get the class. And an in-person workshop where you don't even get a die to take home. An in-person workshop is like 50 quid. So it's ridiculous value, David. You know, Samantha's right. It's the cheapest way to craft because you're getting at least 20 quid's worth of stuff in your pack. So what I've done is made a mess with the gold fusions. Love this. Love the look of it. Oh, our Nicola's put a link on because I'm not allowed to. She's saying £29. Is it just 29? It's not even $29.99. They are crazy. They really are. They are genuinely. The Art of Craft are, oh, and Mountjoy's just said the Art of Craft are very generous. They are. They're crazy generous, to be honest. So now I just need to grab, now where's my water bottle? There it is. Let's hope there's some in here. So I'm going to do a little bit of bleaching. I know we've all seen this so many times, but it's nice to have a reminder. So I take the water and I want to show you some different ways. Samantha Hughes says they are so much fun to do, and if I'm in pain I can walk around. Yeah, that's the thing, because I know you... Oh, this has obviously had some colour on it, this brush. It doesn't matter. So I'm just flicking the water on, which will bleach it. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit better. There we go. Let's just clean that down, because that's obviously now not clean water anymore. I'm not good at making a mess. So you can see there, we've got our beautiful, but it's a mess. It really is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to deboss it. So I'm going to do the alternative thing. So we said before, think belly button, outie. So if I wanted this to be embossed, I would put it down that way. I want it to be debossed, so I'm putting it down the other way. So again, here it would say on top of the folder what it is to help me. Samantha, question, is this the last Zoom of the year? It is, Samantha, and we haven't booked any dates for last year. For next year yet, so it is the last Zoom class of the year. It's the last class I've got. I've already done my last in-person class of the year. It's terrifying. Kirsty puts a dot on the front of her embossing folders. Yeah, just remember, you know, your way to do it in a way. So what I've done there is I've debossed it, and it looks a mess at the moment. I'm going to do... When are you going to design a die after you, as you did the Jelly Baby and named him Sam? I will never design a die like that. And to be fair, Michael, Jelly Baby Sam as a die was not very popular. I did the Jelly Baby family as well, and it wasn't one of the good sellers. So I'm not going to lie to you. So that's sort of figurative, I'm not going to do. So I came up with this, everyone's claimed they invented this, and let them. I came up with it at a workshop and a show, so I'm sure lots of people have done the same thing. But just going over with the black ink pad. And then suddenly it brings it to life. So you can see there then, that is one where everyone will say, how have you done that? Even with a stencil, people will not work out. They'll think, how have you got the colour on the black? It's one of those techniques that I absolutely love. So what I am going to do is I'm going to show you an alternative using the stencil. So similar idea to start with. So we're almost going to do a reverse of that, but we're going to do it in a slightly different way. So I'm going to take again another square of white card and do the same idea. All I'm going to do this time is, though, just to make it a little bit different, I'm going to do a little bit of an ombre. You know me and loving an ombre. Where's the... Oh, there it is. So I'm going to start with the blue. Somebody said I owed already the angel. I didn't design the angel, and that's certainly not me. I ain't no angel. I'd love to think that, but I'm really not. So I'm doing half of this in blue. This is what I love about our fusion inks. You don't have to be good. You really don't have to be good. You don't have to be skilled, because they dry so quickly. You don't have to worry about trying to be good at using them or anything. And I'm just going to blend them together in the middle. So there we go, grape and blue, just as we've done before. There we go, let's just give that a little bit of a wipe. And let me grab a different brush just in case that one did have thing in it. So again, going to take some water, put some water down. Go, and a fan brush just because it's easier to give the flicks. Oh, this one's had yellow on it. Oh well. Doesn't actually matter. So just again. Flicking some colour on or flicking some water on just to take that out. Yeah, I mean, Jackie's just said the debossing and black ink technique is so effective. I came up with it at a show. I know people have said they've done it before, so that's fine. But I came up with it at a show, I'd not seen it, and then literally about 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, suddenly lots of people are doing it on Facebook. So what I'm going to do this time is, again, now what I want to do is emboss this. Susan, what cardstock are you using? I'm using just plain Lime Tree Craft 300 GSM card. Literally just normal 300 GSM card that I use for stamping. Nicola says, I'd be lost without the mat for easy cleaning, but mostly the measurements and lining things up. Oh, yeah, that's why I've just bought, because I use mine so much, I've started to wreck it. I've got glue impinged into it and stuff. So I've treated myself to a new one for when I tidy the craft cave. So let's have a look. Question, are you going to do some more square insert dies for the leaf frame maker? We did about 6, so I'm not sure. We will look at it next year, but we don't have any plans at the minute to. We will look to do some next year, but there's none in the works at the minute. They'll be a little bit later. So this time you can't even see that, but if I could rub over this with black, but it wouldn't be as neat. So what I'm going to do is reverse it. So I'm then going to put the stencil on. This is why having the stencil makes all the difference in the world. And then I'm just going to tape it down. If you haven't got a mat like this, you are going to have to tape it down a lot more. I'm just holding literally it in place, but it's not moving because of the mat. So if you're wondering why I'm getting it so easy, it's because of that. And then I'm going to use this time the Snowball, which is our sparkle white ink pad from the Fusion Aurora range. Beautiful range. And all I'm going to do is colour through with the white. And honestly, you will think you're achieving nothing. So going over the stencil with the white ink. Well done, John. Always happens. I tear one. Thank you, Maura. That's very kind of you. I find my smaller mat you did on a board that I can move around on a tray. Yeah, I mean, I love that. I've got about 6 of those. I use those loads. So all I'm doing is putting the white on. And then once it's on, then I'm adding more. So I'm almost, so once I've put it on, I'm kind of tamping through the dye. So once I've got one coat on, I'm just tamping through like this. Nice and simply. And you do think you're not doing anything, you really do. There we go. But then when I peel this off, there, look. It's almost a sort of reverse, because you've got white sparkly stars with on a darker background. And again, what you can do is you could go and let that dry and then put another coating on it, because if you put too much ink on, it's going to watch. Oh, Kirsty's knitting some socks while watching you. Oh, thank you. I'm a size 7 in socks, if anyone wanted to know. And so the only thing, oh, Jay's just said, I'm planning to label my embossing folders. Just remember, I know it's not neat. You know, I put Label Maker and I put labels on everything. Don't put labels on your embossing folders like that. You need to just write it on. with something like a Sharpie, because they will just come off in the machine. They will literally just tear off. You'll waste hours and hours labeling something. The first time you use them, they will come off. But again, an absolutely beautiful way to do it. And remember, of course, we can use the stencil just on its own as well. So I've left on here, I've still got white left on here, which I think will work in my favour. So I've got, again, a piece of card. So I want to show you as many techniques. Remember, guys, bless her, our Julie's just said very effective. I nicked the idea off you, our Julie, as I'm sure you know. When you did those beautiful backgrounds with the white ink. Absolutely gorgeous. She's such a talented lady. So what I'm going to do now is just take whatever I've got, whatever's left on these, so whatever's left on it, I'm not putting more ink on at all. I'm almost cleaning off what I've got on my mat, and it helps because I'm mixing it in with the white. So I'm being quite random, as much as random as I can, really. So this is just using the stencil. But look, we get an absolutely beautiful, we get the sheen, because the shine is not from the card. There's no shine on the card. The actual sheen is coming from that Snowball Aurora Fusion ink pad. Absolutely beautiful. So, you know, yes, we've used two of them, at 3 completely different techniques that we've done. So, have we had any more questions? Oh, can you use the Fusion ink stamp? Of course you can, Mary. They're ink pads. So you can, it stamps beautifully. White. With some of the light ones like the white, you'll have to stamp it 3 times. Oh, Jane's just finished knitting the neckband on a jumper whilst watching. I'd love to give you my size in a jumper, but unfortunately I can't wear jumpers. I can't wear wool, bizarrely. I've got really sensitive skin and I can't wear wool. I'm sure you didn't need to know that, or not even remotely interested in that fact. But I actually can't wear wool. So I can only wear cotton in jumpers. John, are you going to be naughty and give us a sneak peek for Sunday? I'm not, Michael, because I've not got anything much finished. And I've not had the samples back in from the girls yet, because we've pulled this one up. We keep selling out of things. When we should do a revisit show, we can't because things are selling out. So we're burning through stock quicker than we should be doing. So I wanted to show you this one. So again, any other questions, guys, please fire them in. But this, sort of like a tile, it's really, really easy. Honestly, it is. But I'm not using your normal embossing powder, but you can use your normal ones. You can use your normal ones. So all I'm going to do is, shall I better do it with the same folder, hadn't I? Because I think you still can get that one. I don't like using things when they've sold out, because then people get really annoyed at me. So where have I put the folder? Honestly, it could be anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves while I randomly look. I can't have lost it anywhere. Oh, there, no, that's the stars. Because I've not moved, because I'm sat down. Oh, it's there. It's right in front of me. Janice, I'm allergic to wool too. It can be a pain, but even bigger pain if I wear it. Oh, I'm in so much pain if I put wool on. Yeah, I don't know why. It's really weird. A friend knitted me years ago some absolutely beautiful socks that were pure wool, and I couldn't wear them. I was itching. Everything has to be cotton. I'm not good with man-made fibres either. Nearly everything I wear is cotton or has to be natural. I'm very much a cotton person, or unfortunately synthetic. So what I'm going to do is emboss the folder as normal. So again, remember, if the card's got a side, which this one hasn't, find the outie, yeah? Stick it down onto the outie side, close the innie side onto it, and then emboss it. There we go. And then I'm going to use the pad. So you could use a clear embossing pad with this. And you don't want to put it into the folder. You want to do it onto the actual piece itself. Now, what I did originally was I used the Ruddle. So I used one of the Eyes Ink embossing ink pads that came with it. But you don't have to. Oh, my mum used to spin her own wool and knit jumpers. They never bothered me. I think it's because the lanolin was in the wool. Yeah, that's the problem, is when that gets taken out, it's the scratchy bit of the wool. I'm fine with sort of like really natural. So what I'm going to do is just rub over that with the ink pad. But this would be the same if you were using a clear ink pad, a clear embossing ink pad. I should have actually done it with that rather than this. So you can do the same thing. So it's not putting it in the folder. You need a good detailed folder. I'm just covering it. But I'm using this because I've got it. And then I'm using... and a lot of people have got things like this. Is called Amazing Glaze. I got this from Stamp Addicts. And the... it's from Judykins in America. It's basically like a bit like a thick, clear embossing powder. Because for this, it doesn't have to be precise. So if you've got like the old super thick embossing powder, ultra thick embossing powder it was called, wasn't it? You can use this for this. Because all you're wanting to do is to like almost plasticize your card. So don't think, oh, I need to waste my really decent embossing powder. I'm not. I'm using this ultra thick diamond sort of glaze. Is it diamond glaze? Amazing Glaze, which is designed for it. And then all I'm going to do is heat set it. So remember to pre-do your heat gun. Oh, Kirsty can't use wool when knitting as I blister. Oh, Margaret, can't believe how many fireworks going off at yours, John. It's all gone quiet here. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not close to the city centre in terms of roads and things, but we're obviously not far, and we do have some big parks around us. And we do have neighbours that go mad for fireworks. They've been going off for about 3 weeks now. But literally, I'm just now heat setting it. You see why I like this? It's thick, but it gives you a really good coating in one go. And it almost makes it look like leather. So it gives you a really beautiful finish. So just here we go. So when that's been heat set, just give it time, but look, it's like you've done almost a piece of leather or plasticized it. You know, that sort of like really shiny tooled part. Bear with me, guys, just get some juice. Really works absolutely beautifully. And of course then what I did here was just trim it up into little squares and use it as a background on a card. I mean, again, I haven't even put anything extra on here, so I haven't actually put anything extra on there. So has anyone got any other questions? Because I'm nearly running out of you know, I've done so many different embossing folder techniques. I'm nearly running out of ideas. So come on, guys, get your questions in before I have to finish. I don't want to have to finish early again. Although with the noise, it wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't. I don't think it would upset anyone. But There we go. There is, oh, now something I've never tried. One of the questions I have been asked before is about, someone asked earlier about what ink would you, what ink do you stamp on mirror card with? Well, it's the same idea sort of as to what ink would you use on an embossed surface or anything on a mirror card. So I'm just going to emboss. I could trim it down. So I'm just going to emboss the wax seals with a piece of mirror card and show you how to do it. So let's have a look. Question, John, do you always heat from the top? Dave, Jenny Broughton, yes, I always do. I know Phil always goes from behind. I always do it on top when I'm heat setting. I just find it a faff going underneath. Yeah, I find it a real faff going underneath, and I don't think it looks that much difference. And that's the word I was looking for. Jay's just said it looks enamelled. Yes, it does. And of course we can do it on clear, so I will show you clear in a second. So, which one? Because there is a little way, something I wanted to try, so we'll try that. So the only ink you can use really to work on a piece of mirror card is Stays On. Or there's one from America called Stays in Place. They are alcohol inks. Karen said, when to use my Stays On today, and it's dried up, ain't had it long. They do not last. I am not a fan. I keep one because it's almost part of the job to have one. But I do not like them because they're expensive and they do dry out really quickly. Love the smell, but they don't last very long. You are right, Karen. But for this, it's quite nice on this. So can you see there? It really does actually make these pop when you do it. It makes things pop on black cards. So if I take another little bit on mirror card, would it work if you cut out circles and place them over individual seals? Nicola, it would, but it's a nightmare to glue them down, Nick. Because they're smaller pieces, so you're better doing a big piece like this and either cutting them out, or one of my favourite ways when I was making samples with this was sort of cutting them into like panels, like a 4, like that, and then mounting that, say, you know, on a piece of satin with something else. But a good way is to use like the Jingle Bells one. So if I want to add a little bit on, and so I'm going to go with where it says Jingle Bells. So again, feel for the outie and stick it down, close the folder, and I'm just going to emboss that. But this will bring the text up, so using the Stays On. But again, similar idea. Because I did that on a whole back of a card. No, they aren't cheap. They're a ridiculous price. Stays On. So I think Art of Craft do them, and it'll probably be a lesser price than they are elsewhere. But and remember, give it a wipe up as well, because it will stick to nearly everything. But you get your font and your text done, but it's not as neat. So the other idea I was going to try, so unless anyone's got any other questions, this will be the last demo I'm doing. Grabbing another piece again of just 300 GSM card. I have this cut up ready for shows and things. Nicola, not used to. I wouldn't have a Stays On. If I was just crafting for me at home, I would get past it. Oh, Karen ordered the Jingle Bells folder. I'm looking forward to having a play with it. Do you know, it's my favourite. Use it all year. Use it all year. Oh, bless. She's booked Jenny in for the Zoom class. It'll be her 3rd Oh, that's brilliant. Well done, Dave. Thank you for that. Love the Zoom. If anyone's wondering, that's the project we're doing. I didn't show them all, but that's the project we're doing, but you're doing the box as well. And I'm going to explain on that because you're making the box from scratch, and you're making the wrap for it and everything. You're getting an exclusive die, but I'm going to show you all. I'm going to show you all exactly how I work out how to make a box. And we'll show a demo on that one, how I work out what size to box and how to size it. So that'll be really valuable for you, Emma, because you keep asking, when you're asking about boxes, I'll go around it and I'll explain on the Zoom class how we do it, because it takes a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do this time is just take a clean, make sure you're not using your Technique one, you're using your clean Craft Artist glue, ink pad, and I'm just going to rub that over the raised surface, just like I did with the Ruddle. But obviously this is quite a detailed folder. I think you can get stays on re-inkers, am I right? Yes, you can, Pam. I think that's what Sheila said she's done. I don't use re-inkers, I'm not a fan, but it might be worth it for the stays on. Excuse me. So I'm just going to try now with the Amazing Glaze as well. So this will be very distressy. It's not going to be fine. It's not going to be like the techniques we've done recently where we were using the glitter powders. But anything alcohol based dries up. Oh bless, that's a shame, Emma. Well, I'm sure I'll do it again next year, and I always go through it every now and again. As we get closer to Christmas, I might do a craft cave on all about box making, because that always helps everybody. So this will give me quite a distressed look. So what I'm doing is, I know at the minute you're seeing nothing, so I'm just heat setting the glaze that I've put on with the clear ink. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Nicola. I mean, it is getting quite enamelled. Sheila says, I've been making my boxes for my cards from when you last did your demonstration. So easy. It is an easy way to do. The way I do my boxes and work them out, the maths is very easy, because that's all I do. So I'm just, sorry, I keep going on. I forget sometimes that I'm doing this with an audience and I'm not just crafting for myself. So I don't talk, sorry guys, and it's not very good to have silence, is it? So literally, just heat setting all of it. Don't know if this will work, but I thought it was an idea. It might give me a nice distressed coloured way of doing it. So once I'm happy, I'm going to have a new one. Samantha, is it best to ink the folder or the card before embossing, please? It depends on what you're trying to achieve. So it depends, honestly, Samantha, on what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to achieve a neat, pristine look, then you want to ink the folder and then press it. If you want a distressed look, then you want to do the card afterwards. So it depends on what look you're going for. So I'll just grab my inks again. So I've done my... And I don't know if you, can you see, it is enamelled. And it does look really nice. It gives you a completely different look. And of course, what you can do is you can actually reheat this and throw some glitter into it while it's melted, if you want to sort of give it, getting towards more mixed media. But the easiest way to do this, all I'm going to do now is just take my ink and make a mess over the top. Yep, so again, using the 2 colours I've been using. I think I'll add a little bit more purple. Does the magic mat get damaged when heat embossing? It doesn't. The magic mat will go into a dishwasher, so it will it will actually go into an oven and not melt. So it won't. Don't worry about your magic mat at all. It won't damage, but your desk underneath might bow, because that's what happens with mine sometimes. Thank you, Samantha. That's very kind. So all I've done is just basically a little bit of distress, made a mess. And then take a cloth and polish off. And the ink will really only stick where the powder isn't. But you'll get a really lovely, there we go, you see, you get a really nice distressed look. And again, if you want a little bit more, you can take a bit more ink and add a bit more ink on and leave it. You don't have to wipe it off. So you can kind of build up in layers, which is what I like that. But a beautiful snowy background. Quite distressed by doing it that way. Yeah, so a different way. Kath Roberts, wax on, wax off, perfect. I like that, Kath. What a brilliant way to say it. So yeah, something that little bit different. And again, we could, I mean, there's a great technique where you actually reheat and you throw mica powders in it. I don't really use mica powders because we've got Mica Magic. But you can do a similar idea where you actually heat it and then you throw mica powders in to sort of offset and set it off. Jenny, thanks for doing Craft Cave, even with the fireworks. Brilliant as usual. Yeah, sorry, the fireworks are kind of thing. Can you emboss with glittered card, says Kirsty. You can. It all depends on what kind of glitter card it is. Our glitter card, things like our waterfall glitter card, yes, you can, because it is made with the foil technique. Some glitter card, you know, if they're not very, very low shed or zero shed, really you need zero shed. It's a nightmare embossing with them. But with ours, with our waterfall or any of our glitter cards, yes, you can really easily emboss with them. I'll show you this as sort of our last hurrah tonight. So again, just put it in as normal, feel the outy side. It becomes second nature. It really does. Once you've got the right way to put it in, putting it in the right way becomes second nature. And then in the middle, you'll do it and stop. Yeah. Ombre glitter card is great to emboss. Ombre glitter card is beautiful. That's what I was trying to grab, but I couldn't find any. But can you see there? There we go. How beautifully that's embossed. And I must be honest, it's great to do that as a wrap around crackers. They look so expensive. But again, remember, because this has got a finish on it, use your stays on if you want to bring the pattern out. But that then to me looks so expensive and expansive. Ooh, I love that. That looks really, really expensive. That looks like something you get in Harrods. That might actually be my Christmas card. My Christmas card. I don't know. I think I love that one. Go and try that one. If you've got the waterfall card and you've got a stays on pad, go and try that one. I love Craft Cave because we do come up with and we can invent new bits as we're talking between us all. And I think that's what's so fantastic about it. And that's so much fun. So just to give you a few updates, guys, before we finish. So I will be back on Sunday night at 6 o'clock with a brand new launch. And it's the launch of our new John Next Door. In fact, I'll give you a sneak peek because our Michael's been good and been quiet for once. Where are they? Where's the... Oh, there he is. of our insert dies. So you get, there's a separate sort of insert die piece with all the different bits on it where you can put different windows and things in. Then there's a selection of different inserts to go in there. So we've got 2 Christmas ones to launch first, all drawn by me. And then we've got a 4 for the haberdashery to go into that as well. So that's your little sneak peek for Sunday. I'm really sorry, Erica. You should talk to your when my my mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law, was diabetic and she was on insulin. They put her on red days, and that really worked for her. That was the only thing that worked for her. Might be worth talking to your Slimming World thing, because red days worked. Carbs, as soon as she touched carbs, she put weight on with the insulin. Sorry, talking something completely different. So, but you can do it, honestly, Erica, you can. So, thank you for joining me. I will be back on Sunday night with a launch, but just to warn you, guys, it is a limited edition. We do not have the quantity that we've been having recently of these new dies on Sunday. So hopefully see you all on Sunday night. Videos will come out from tomorrow evening. So I think there's 4 videos for this one, and I think one comes out Thursday night, and we've got Friday, then we've got Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and the last one comes out Sunday morning, ready to go. Oh, Debbie, you're going to Cyprus on Sunday, so you're going to miss out. Ooh, yeah, sorry. I'm not sure, because this might be one of those. There again, I'll say that and we'll have loads left, so I'm not going to say they might sell out. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope everyone's really enjoyed it. I've really loved doing it.